Hey guys, AnnaFan97203 here. So today we're taking a look at another app for AppCrapp. And this, as you can tell, is Gun Disassembly 2. So, this is a pretty cool app. I'd recommend it for anyone who is into firearms and or complicated, interesting puzzles, but has some interest in firearms. The whole point of this game is assembling and disassembling different firearms. It is, you have a list of firearms, and some of them are free, some of them you have to purchase. Here's the list. They even have a more category, which includes a motorcycle of some sort of hot rod, and a human skeleton. But we'll click on this one. This is a free one, Tech 9. It's the Tech 9. You can operate it, as you can see in the top right of this card. There's a picture of one with an extended barrel. Bottom left, you can see a picture of one that has like a what I guess you would call that like a I don't know, some sort of infrared style thing. So you can see the insides as they're firing. And then top left, you can see one being disassembled. Bottom right, you can see one fully disassembled. So we have Operation Disassembly, Assembly, and Game. Demo just kind of shows you, hey, here's what it is. It basically shows everything to you, for those who can't figure it out. Operation. This gives you kind of access to the ability to fire the weapon, give it a suppressor or extension or other different things that you can add on to it. Change up mag size with this one, which is pretty fun. Get the 50 round freaking magazine. It is hard to see in that picture. Actually, I should also show you here, it can slow down time to 1/4 time and 1/10 time. At 1/10 time, it doesn't have the recoil. You can go to different like infrared style modes. This one where you can just see the bullets. This one where you can see the bullet and the trigger and the firing pin. That one you can see the bullet, the trigger, the firing pin, and I don't know the Tech 9 all that well, so I don't know what else exactly we're looking at here. And then this one you can see pretty much all of the internals kind of encapsulated there, everything except for the externals. So you have your magazine release, firing pin, trigger, everything in there that you would want and or need. So it's pretty cool. Look down the barrel of the gun to see the bullet there, that's fun. So that's always a good time. You can also do the disassembly, in which you take apart the gun. See, we get the bullets out of the way, and then take the magazine out, and then we can start disassembling this firearm. Pretty simple. The green arrows tell you that that is a part that you need to move at that current moment. And you click on, or tap, on the little green arrow, and it'll move the part, but you have to find the right part to move. You can get a hint. Oh, sorry. Let's move that out of the way. You can get a hint that tells you which is next. You can get this, which basically gives you a general idea of some of the stuff that you're going to need to be moving next. This, if you've got a certain part tapped on, like right there. Sorry, this next part that needs moved. If I'm looking at the frame right here, I tap on that, it focuses on the frame. This shows me kind of that infrared thing. If I turn that off, we'll do this so that nothing's flashing anymore. You can get kind of that infrared look. This, you can undo whatever you just did, and then this just labels everything that's been taken apart. So if something is taken out or apart, then, you know, you'll get your labels there as to what it is. So that's pretty cool. The exit this. Also got the assembly, which is, of course, you basically have to reassemble the gun. So, you know, you gotta put the pieces back together and rebuild this gun. And then the game... Sorry, my voice probably sounded kind of weird there. The game there is basically you have to disassemble and reassemble it as quickly as possible. You can see a timer up in the left-hand corner there, or top left there. Sorry. It actually does have a counter of how many parts have been isolated and taken apart up in the top right. Of course, it has the name of the firearm up in the top. And you can get the same hints. It adds 30 seconds if you use a hint, though, in this version. And you can still have everything labeled, and yeah. Now, there are plenty of weapons. You will be getting some that are new. Of course, it'll say hot if they're kind of on the more popular side. There's tons of stuff here. And this is just the SMG section right there. See, we have plenty of them. We even have artillery here. Got two in the middle that are new. The Scarl and the SVT-40. That just features two new firearms. We have historic firearms here, so it's all sorts of old stuff. You know, you get your Mauser, well, both of the Mausers, the more popular Mauser and the other, the 1914 Mauser. The Maxim gun, that will be, if I'm correct, that is like the old version of, yeah, that's the original heavy machine gun. Winchester. We even have the Colt hammer. Got a flintlock pistol there. It's at the Harpin's Ferry. Don't know much about flintlocks myself, but some of these are free, some are not. You have more explosive launcher style weapons, so you got your M32 MGL, the RPG, and what's that, the M79? You have revolvers here, you got plenty of those. All the ones that are marked free are the ones that are free when you first install the game, which the game itself is free. Here we have rifles, like your more marksman rifle kind of thing, you know, sniper rifle style. That's the free one, but then you've got plenty of others, including the M14, the Venturas. Plenty of cool firearms for people who are into that kind of thing. Pocket guns, these are your tiny little things. This is the one that comes with it, which looks really funny. But then again, all pocket guns do. The Deringer, or however you pronounce that, I've heard it pronounced multiple ways. It's pretty cool. But they have plenty of cool stuff. The SIG SG552 Commando, which means when you operate it, then you can add on like laser sights and suppressors and all sorts of cool different stuff. But when you take it apart, you just have the base firearm. Pretty simple. You've got AK-47, of course. Got the FAMAS. You have your G36. You got your M16 and M4. You got the AUG. TAR 21, plenty of cool stuff. What's this? This is sorry, this is the World War II collection. So a bunch of World War II firearms here that you can take apart and operate and reassemble and all sorts of fun stuff with. So, plenty of guns to take apart, and if you're into that kind of thing, then you love this. You would definitely love this. If you are one of those people who's afraid of guns, then okay, so probably not. But you know, if you're afraid of guns, you're not going to want to do anything at all in this kind of area. If you are okay around firearms, you're just kind of not a big firearm fan, but you like the kind of puzzle aspect, disassembly and assembly or game are really fun. Let's start the game with the SG552, and let's see how well this goes. I've not disassembled this one much. Obviously, take out the mag first. Can't forget that. You will take out the insides of the mag. The next, I believe we have to take the stock off. And this... the other side, is it? Yeah, that's where it is. You have to take apart that assembly. I believe that's all we have to do with that. So, now we have to take off this rail. Take that out, start taking this thing apart. See how quickly we can do this. This is a very fun game. Again, if you're into that kind of thing. If you're not, you know, if you don't like the puzzle style game, or you are one of those anti-firearm people for some reason, well, first of all, if you're anti-firearm, I don't know why you're on this channel. But if you are one of the people who is generally not a puzzle type person, you might not like this game as much. That's right, we have to take apart the sight. But generally, it's a very well done game. You can tell the details here are all very good. So I'm gonna give this... Alright, sorry about that. As I was saying, though, the game itself... Alright, if you're not somebody who dislikes this style of game or dislikes weaponry, I would definitely recommend this. I would have to give this, like, easily, probably, we'll go with the 7 or 8 out of 10. But if you don't like firearms or puzzle games or anything like that, then you're not gonna like this. This just isn't gonna be your cup of tea, as it were. But this is just a really fun little game. It's really well done. This is very detailed on the insides of these weapons, and I have not found a single inaccuracy so far. Depending on what you get it on, some of the disassembly and reassembly will be slightly different. Just on how, like, some of the smaller parts you'll take apart in a different order slightly. But that's it. Other than that, they're the exact same thing. And it's just a well done game. And something that I really, really like. It is not one of those just kind of sit around and turn off your brain things. Because if you do that, unless you have proper expertise with the firearm, you're not going to do too well. But if you do know what you're doing, then I guess, you know, whatever. So, yeah, definitely a really fun, really cool game, and something that I really, really like. No, I don't want to use a hint. So yeah, definitely recommend you guys try this game out, and I'll see you guys next time.